What's going on, guys? It's been a minute, actually about 6 months, so welcome back. I've been in the market for a brush chipper for quite some time, and originally I was going to go with a PTO powered one for the back of my tractor. Then I started looking at the walk behind jobs like these homeowner ones, but most of them were too small to do any real work, so I kind of lost interest. Then I came upon this one on Marketplace the other day for a price I couldn't say no to. The guy wanted 200 bucks for it, and it's a Brushmaster CH4, 15 horsepower or 420 cc. From what I can tell, it's maybe on the larger side of what you'd get for homeowner type use. So I was kind of interested to give it a try. I figured if it doesn't work out for my needs, I'll just, flip it. I can probably get $600-700 bucks for this thing easily. So the gas in it's like turpentine. It's so old, but it did start and run. I inspected the knife on this thing, and the knife's brand new. So it should do a nice job. And in fact, I already started here without you. And it's producing good chips, and it's not struggling whatsoever. It is a bottom discharge machine, which I'm not wild about because, they have a tendency to plug if you don't constantly clear the chute. Today I have this discharging into my tractor bucket just so I don't have a mess all over the yard. This is what the knife looks like that's in this machine. So like I say, the one that's in there is sharp. It came with 2 spares and a spare belt. So not a bad deal. This will handle a 3x4 inch branch, I think is what it's rated for. Most of the stuff I'm going to put through this today is in the 2-inch, 2.5-inch range. I think there's one piece that's about 3 inches. And it is a self-feeding unit, so if you stick it in there, as long as there's no branches, it'll just suck the branch through it, or the piece of wood through it. If you have any branches at all, of any size, it gets stopped up and you kind of have to fold the branches back and continue to feed it. And you'll notice that when I go ahead and use this. But let's run some wood through it, see how it does, and you can form your own opinion. I'll get back with you at the end. This thing is insanely loud, so even if you don't have brush to chip, but you have neighbors you want to annoy, it'd probably be a good investment for you. All right, guys, we made quick work of that brush. That didn't take long at all. You noticed it was self-feeding the larger pieces without any branches on them, no problem at all. When it would get down near the bottom, it had a tendency to try to kick those back out. So it's a good idea to keep your face clear of this chute here. And a couple times it did take some small ones and actually launch them out. Not a safety Sally by any stretch, but a face shield in addition to eye protection is probably a good idea with one of these machines. You saw how I had to clear the discharge chute several times so this thing wouldn't get jammed up. That's a real big negative on one of these, for me anyway. I think if a machine this size, you were in the market for one and it had a top discharge, that's probably the way to go. When I was feeding those nice straight, 2-3 inch pieces through this thing, and it got down near the bottom and I had to assist it the rest of the way because it kept kicking them out, there was a ton of vibration produced. So you want to make sure you have good hand protection on. With the branches and twigs, it wasn't a real big deal, but that bigger diameter stuff produced a ton of vibration. This machine has been discontinued as near as I can tell. I did find a couple of websites that were selling it in the $2,000 to $2,200 range. I don't think it justifies that price tag. Maybe it does for somebody or they wouldn't be selling them, but if I had enough brush to chip to justify that price, I would probably either rent one or get a PTO powered one for the tractor. But that's just me. I definitely wouldn't go any smaller than this, even if I was considering spending that kind of money on one of these units. I think anything smaller than this is probably just too incapable. You saw the struggles I had with this thing at times. Not a big deal, but that's just going to get magnified with a smaller machine. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next video.